Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Learn Online. In today's session, we'll be analyzing the questions on number series which are appeared in today's exam of IBPS RRB PO. So without wasting much time, let us look at the problems which are appeared in today's examination. The problem goes like this. Let me teach you the approach which you should have followed while solving this question. So the series goes like this. It's 1.5, 3, 12 and 72. Whenever you see a decimal point, what we have to check for is division or multiplication. Since the terms are increasing one after the other, it should be multiplication which should be involved here. Hence, let us check for multiplying. What if you multiply with 1.5, do we get 3? It is very easy. If you multiply 2 with 1.5, you get 3. So let us see. If you multiply 2 with 1.5, we get 3. Let us check for the same logic here as well. What if we multiply 3 with 2? What do we get? 6. But this term is 12. What is 12? 12 is twice of 6. So what if we multiply with 3, we get 12. If we multiply 4 with 3, we get 12. So we've got into 2 here, into 4 here. So what might come here? Let us check if we can go with into 6. Let us see if we multiply 12 with 6, we get 72. Yes, 12 6s are 72. So we have got the logic here. We have cracked the logic. Hence, what should we multiply here to get our final answer? We should be multiplying with 8. So 8 multiplied with 72. So 8 into 70 gives me 560. 8 into 2 gives me 16. So 560 plus 16 gives me 576, which is my final answer. Yes, we have arrived at the final answer. We didn't take more than a minute or not even 30 seconds for that matter. Let us look at our next example here. Let us see the terms. The first term is 80. Then it is reducing to become 66. Then again it is increasing to become 85. Then again it is reducing to become 71. Again there is an increment. So according to my guess, there might be two terms involved in it or two series involved in the same series. So let me check for that. Let me go directly to the third term. 80 to 85. What's happening here? Plus 5. So next 85. Let me quit one term and go to the next term. It is 90. So 85 plus 5 is 90. Yes. So let me check for this as well. So 66 to 71. What should I add? I should add plus 5. So 66 plus 5 is 71. So let me again add 5 to this. So I arrive at my final answer. So what is 71 plus 5? It is 76. And that's my final answer. So let us look at our next example here. In the next example, let us look at our terms. It is 163, 43, 23 and 13. The term 3 here is common everywhere. So let us not disturb that 3. So remaining from that, what do we have here? 163 minus 3, it will be 160. What is half of 160? It is 80. So let me take that 3 here and let me write down 80. 80 plus 3, 83. So let me check if this is working or this is my final answer. So again, let us not disturb this 3. What is the remaining of that? 80. What is half of 80? Half of 80 is 40. So 40 plus 3, 43. So again, let me check for this as well. 43. Let us not disturb the 3 here. 40. What is half of 40? 20. The next term is 23. So yes, my answer which I have arrived here is correct. So the term which should have been here is 83. Let us look at our next problems here or the next questions. Here the terms are 150, 148, 143. They are decreasing. The difference between the first term and the last term here is not so high. So let me start taking the difference. 150 and 148, the difference is here is minus 2. 148 and 143, the logic here would be minus 5. 143 and 133. What should I subtract from 143 to get 133? It's 10. So again, let me subtract some number from 133 to get 116. Let me not subtract. Instead, let me add that number here. 116 plus 7 would give me 123. So 123 plus 10 gives me 133. So I must be subtracting 17 from 133 to get 116. So here we haven't arrived at any logic yet. So let me consider this as my next series and move on with my taking differences. So the difference here is 3. The difference here is 5. And then the difference here is 7. So the differences are in terms of odd numbers or the progressive odd numbers. So what should be my difference here? This must be 9. So what do I get if I add 9 to 17? I will be getting 26 here. So I must be subtracting 26 from 116 to get my answer here. So what if I subtract from what if I subtract 26 from 116? I would be getting my answer, which is 90, which is my final answer. Let us look at my next example here. The next example consists of, when you look at the examples here, it consists of decimal value. As I've already told you previously, whenever there is decimal value, you'll have to use division sign or multiplication sign. Here, the first term is 3.5, then it's decreasing to become 2.5, and again it is increasing to become 3. Then again there is an increment. So there must not be only one logic, instead there must be two logics involved in this. So let us check for those. What if I multiply with 3.5, I get 2.5? Probably it may multiply 3.5 into 1. What do I get? I get 3.5. So let me subtract 1 from it. I get 2.5 here. Let me use this logic for the further cases. What if I multiply 1 to 2.5? I get 2.5. And again subtract minus 1? No, that's not happening. Instead, let me multiply 2 to 2.5. I get 5 over here. So minus 1 will give me 4. No, 3. So you have to minus 2. So 5 minus 2 gives me 3. So what is the logic here? Here, into 1 minus 1. For the next term it would be into 2 minus 2. For the next term it would be into 3 minus 3. Let me check that out as well. It's minus here. 3 into 3 is 9. 9 minus 3 is 6. Yes, I've got my logic right. So again, let me check for the next one as well. Into 4 minus 4. Does this work? 6 into 4 is 24. Minus 4 is 20. Yes, it works. So the next logic should obviously be into 5 minus 5. 20 into 5 is 100. So 100 minus 5, 95, which is my final answer. Let us look at our next problems here. Here again, the first term is 20, then 12, again 14, 23. It is similar to the previous problem. It is decreasing as well as increasing. So let us not try with just one logic. Let us try with double logic. Let me check. Is the second term somewhere near to half of the first term? Yes, it is. So 20, half of 20 is 10 and 12 is close to 10. So let me try 20 into 1 by 2 plus 2 gives me 12. Yes. For the next term here, what is 14? 14 is somewhere close to 12 itself. So it is 2 greater than 12. So what can we do here? 12 into 1 plus 2 gives me 14. Isn't it? Yes. So what has happened here? Here I have multiplied with half. Here I have multiplied with 1. So next step should be 1.5. So let me check for that. 1.5 can also be written as 3 by 2. So 14 into 3 by 2 plus 2. This is what my logic is, right? Into half plus 2 into 1 plus 2 into 1 by 1.5 plus 2. So 14 into 3 by 2 gives me 7, 7 3 is 21, 21 plus 2, 23. Yes, I've got my logic. Once I've got three same numbers, then I've got my logic. Let me not check here. Instead, this would be into 23 into 2 plus 2. Let me not solve it. Here, what would be 48? 48 into 2.5, which is nothing but 5 by 2 plus 2. So it will give me 24. 24 into 5. 5 into 20 is 100. 5 into 4 is 20. So 100 plus 20 is 120. 120 plus 2 gives me 122, which is my final answer. So let us look at our next example here. What is 20 when compared to 19? It is somewhere close to 19 itself. So how much is it greater than 19? 1 greater than 19. So it can be 19 into 1 plus 1. Like previously what we have done in this example here. Yes. So I've got 19 into 1 plus 1 is 20. So here 20 is doubling itself. 20 into 2 is 40 and 42 is close to 40. What should I multiply with 20 to get 40? So 20 into 2 is 40 plus 2 gives me 42. 20 into 2 plus 2 gives me 42. So this is my logic. So let me check this logic again. So 42 into 3. 42 into 3. What do I get? 40 into 3 gives me 120. 43 into 2 gives me 6. So 126. 126 plus 3. It gives me 129. Yes, my logic is correct. So let me apply that logic to get my answer. So till here we have done with into 3 plus 3. Now it should be into 4 plus 4. So 129 into 4 plus 4. 100 into 4 gives me 400. 20 into 4 gives me 80. So 400 plus 80 is 480. 9 into 4 gives me 36. 480 plus 36 gives me 516. 516 plus 4 gives me 520. So my number here would be 520. Yes, this would be my final answer. Let us look at our next problem here. Here the numbers are huge, but don't worry. Let us take the difference between first and the last term. 2033 and 2138, the difference is not very big. So you know the logic might be either addition or subtraction. Since my missing term is in the first place, near to first place, so let me not start the problem from the beginning. Instead, let me start from the ending. So here, 2138 and 2103. So let me take the difference. 38 and 3. If I take the difference, it is 35. Yes. So if you add 35 to 2103, I get 2138. So again here 75 plus 25 gives me 2100. So 2000 plus 3 gives 2100 plus 3 gives me 2103. So the term here is 28. If I add 28 to 2075, I get 2103. Again, let me check for this. 54 plus 20 is 74 plus 1 gives me 75. Yes, the term here is 21. What are these? When you look at 21, 28, 25, nothing flashes to your head, is it? No. These are the factors of 7. 21, 28 and 35 are the factors of 7. What is the previous factor of 7 before 21? It is 14. So if I subtract 14 from 2054, I should get my answer here. So let us do that. So 2054 minus 4, 2050 minus 10, 2040. So the answer here is 2040. Yes, we've got the right answer. Let us look at our next examples here. What's happening here? The first term is 520. It's increasing to become 532. Then again, this is decreasing here. 508 is again increasing to become 544. We don't know about the missing term. So let's stop here. So let us see. What if the difference between the first term and the last term is not very much? So let me take the difference between the first and second term. 520 plus 12 gives me 532. Yes, 520 plus 10, 520 plus 12 gives me 532. Again, what if I subtract 5 from 532? I get 508. So 508 plus 4 gives me 512 plus 20 gives me 532. So yes, if I subtract 24 from 532, I get 508. Since there is decrement here, I've used my negative sign here. Since there is increment here, I've used my positive sign here. So next term. So next term is 508 is increasing. So it would be my positive term. 508 plus 6 gives me 514. Yes. Plus 30 gives me 544. Yes. So this is 36. So what are these? 12, 24 and 36. These are the factors of 12. So what would be my next factor here? Next factor would be 48. So if we follow the same trend here, it is increasing first, then decreasing, again increasing. So it should be decreasing. So what would be my sign here? It should be negative. So 544 minus 48. 544 minus 40 gives me 500. 504 minus 8 gives me 496. Yes, 496 would be my answer. So next, let us move on to our next example or the problem which has arrived in the paper here. So the term here is 302. The next term is 142. The last term is minus 8. There's a lot of difference between the term here and there's negative sign here. The problems are they're decreasing and they're decreasing drastically. So there might be another chance. There might be division involved here. Let us check for the division. So is the second term here somewhere close to half of the first term? Let me see what is half of first term. 302 divided by 2 gives me 300 divided by 2 gives me 150. 2 divided by 2 gives me 151. So half of 302 is 151. What is 142? 142 is 9 less than 151. 142 is 9 less than 151. So let me check the same logic for the next one. What is half of 142? 140 minus divided by 2 gives me 70. So this would be 71. 71 minus 9. Yes. 71 minus 9 is giving me 62. So it is giving me 62. Let me check it for the last term because I've got only two places where my logic is right. So let me check for the last term if I get the same logic right. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 minus 9 gives me minus 8. Yes. I'm getting -8 here. So my logic is right. So I can apply that logic here to get my final answer. So what if I divide 62 by 2? I get 31. 31 minus 9. 31 minus 9 gives me 22. 22 is my final answer. The problems which we have solved here are memory based. They are not exact, but they are close to some degree. If you have liked the analysis here, please to share this video with your friends who are preparing for the government sector jobs so that it might be helpful for them. Thank you.
To watch more free videos, do download our LOL application from the Play Store. And if you are benefited from our videos, do like and share them, and never forget to subscribe our YouTube channel for the upcoming videos.